Hello everyone, Violet here, and welcome to this new moon collective reading. So first of all, happy almost Virgo new moon. This video is coming out on Sunday, and we're going to be doing a collective reading for this Virgo new moon. And if you would like this individually, so just focused on you, focused on exactly what it is you're going through at the moment, then we will be doing that on Friday. So be sure to click that notification bell. I believe the new moon itself is on Thursday. So we're gonna be doing it on Friday, on our tarot stream on Friday, and I hope to see you there. So we've got some earth energy out here with the two decks we'll be using, Sacred Earth Oracle and the Green Witch Tarot. And we're gonna be really focusing on the idea that, Virgo really sorts through things and can kind of like take out the trash, like sort through and find the gem. And we're thinking about simplification, which also feels really important during this retrograde season. So for setting these new moon intentions and thinking about what it is you want to grow and what you want to build in your life, I think Virgo is wonderful for this, but it's about simplifying it to its core so you're really focusing on the right thing. So yeah, let's take a look. All right, so we've pulled two oracle cards, and this together, the messages of this together are going to represent collectively what an intention, what the nature of an intention should be this new moon. And we have absence, and we have patterns. I found it very interesting too that these have a very similar color scheme, these two cards. And that's not the case with the whole deck. So it seems like they really go together here. And my first thought when looking at this was instead of, I feel like maybe this Virgo season we've been noticing certain patterns, certain habits, certain rhythms in our lives, but we've been looking at it with a very critical eye. We've also been in retrograde season for a lot of different things, and that might have brought out some of the shadow aspects. And so we might have been focusing lately on how maybe we don't want to feel, or what it is we don't want to do, and kind of, especially with it up until now being the waning moon, as a motorcycle goes by, if you can hear it, perhaps we have been noticing these things that need to leave and they need to shed, but there's been some blockages. It feels like it's been kind of, it's been a struggle. It's taken a lot of extra energy and exertion. So when I see this absence card and patterns, it actually makes me think about filling up the void somehow. And this makes sense with the new moon too, this idea of filling up the void. So rather than looking at all right, what is making you, I mean, it is very useful to look at what is making you feel icky, what is making you feel down, what are negative patterns, those sorts of things. I want you to notice instead for a moment that I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this collectively, as almost like there's this hole in the center. Hopefully this image starts to make more sense to me as I say it. A hole or a depleted point in the center of, what is the word for this? Maybe a sieve, or sort of a rounded area of almost downward. It's like a valley. There's a hole in the middle of this valley, and there's something that is absent. And in that absence, it's actually pulling things down. So it's pulling things down, it's draining, perhaps it's draining you, but perhaps it's actually the core of what might be causing any sort of downward spirals or habits that have been negative towards you. The core of that comes from some kind of absence, some sort of felt hole. I really relate to this as I'm saying it, so this feels true to me. So this new moon is about, instead of focusing on the negative, turning towards that whole and saying, okay, what is this? This is the part that'll probably be individual to you, or most definitely will. What can I fill this with in an authentic way? Not filling it with something that is like a replacement, like a shallow replacement, or do you know what I mean? It's just like, how can I authentically fill this, even if I realize that it's going to take a long time to fully refill it? It's like, I'm imagining if you're filling up a hole, instead of dumping sort of like sand into it, I want to find high quality soil and spoon it in one at a time if that's what it takes. So this also will become something that you might need to set into pattern, set into motion over time. It might be kind of like a new habit, but it's a new habit that's not coming from a sense of obligation or a sense of I should do this. Instead, it's coming from a sense of what am I lacking? Or what is also pulling downward these other areas of my life, and kind of see where that lands for you. We're going to go ahead and pull some tarot. We're going to do 2 spreads. We're going to keep these cards as reference, and we're going to do 6 cards for like the energy that has been, and then 6 cards for what you're moving into this Virgo new moon. So let's take a look. Okay, so I see here we've got the 6 of Athames, the 6 of Swords in reverse. And this feels like those negative cycles and experiences that we just haven't been able to let go of. It's like they're sticking to us, and they're sticky. And hopefully this reading is giving some more clarity about, okay, maybe it's actually sticking to you because of something that's absent. So it maybe it is filling that void. Maybe whatever that void is, this negative experience is filling it. So then I asked the cards, I wanted to pull some about, all right, can we get some clarity about what this void might be? And I see a few different thing, so it's going to be kind of different energy for different people, but take what resonates, of course, always, and leave what doesn't. We have the King of Wands, and I saw this as being energy, something that is energy giving, something that is inspiring, and something that it seems rooted in deeper purpose. It's like creative energy, but it's grounded. It's the King. It's grounded in a higher and deeper purpose. So I wonder too, with this being aligned with this 8 of Pentacles here, if you might have been toiling away, hard at work, maybe creating, maybe producing, but it was stuff that didn't quite align here. And the void is actually that sense of purpose, that sense of drive. A different kind of sense of drive, because really the King, it's almost like things come to the King. The King can almost sit back because the King is very grounded in like who they are, what they represent, and things come to them. So maybe when I say drive, I actually mean more so like energy, inspiration, and fulfillment. I see this 10 of Cups as absolutely representing fulfillment. And I see this also connected to learning, especially in a spiritual sense, because we have here the High Priest card. This is like the Hierophant card in the Green Witch Tarot. So for some of you, this is about going on a new, I see this as being self-study, although it could involve other people, but it's a self journey. It's a self journey that you might choose to have guides along, but really, like when we're talking about this King energy, this is about this is aligning with yourself, self journey, and it's one that is deeply fulfilling on a soul level. So it feels to me like something spiritual. In fact, I've been getting the inklings of this in my life, of almost like new directions and things that hit me in a deeper way than how I've been looking at things before. It's like everything was sort of pointing, and let me know if you resonate with this. Everything was sort of pointing towards something that maybe was almost so deep, that I hadn't quite accessed it yet. But this is the point of like bringing this out and seeking this knowledge or seeking this study, or maybe going down this venture. So for some of you, this is how this purpose is expressing itself. I think for everyone, this deeper fulfillment, this is really important for getting information on what it is if you feel into the energy of what might be the thing that fills that void. Feel into that energy and see if it hits you in a heart place with the 10 of chalices here. See if it hits you. See if it's something that you see as reverberating beyond yourself too, towards other people you care about, towards a greater sense of community. It's like taking this purpose and expanding it beyond yourself. We have the 7 of Pentacles here, which is about timing. And I think that this being beneath this card, which felt very much about pointing towards this energy leading to this new moon, this is about timing. And so please don't be hard on yourself for not having discovered this sooner, because actually with this also being upright, I think it's here to tell you, like, you know, you've been in the right time. You've been in the right time. The things that you have tried, maybe failed at, or paths that you've gone down, or things that you've been through, experiences that you've been through, hardships that you've been through, they've all been for this greater purpose. And you might not exactly see it yet, but all these pieces can come together in a certain way, and it's about timing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards for our journey, taking this new moon intention forward. So let's take a look. All right, here we have it. So first of all, with this Page of Wands, this feels like a direction that you're going to have to be somewhat open in heading down. This is about not being afraid to be a beginner. It's kind of facing that imposter syndrome head on and saying, all right, I'm going to face this, but look, I have my magic, I have my imagination, and even though, like, in some ways I might feel like I'm beginning down a new road or like starting this new journey, the train's going by, even though I might feel like this feels unfamiliar for me and I might shy away from things that feel unfamiliar, this is like leaning into the childlike wonder in exploring this new potential path. We have the Battle Wagon. This is the Chariot card, and I often see this card, sometimes the horses, you can see them kind of facing in 2 different directions. I see this as being like you're at a certain crossroads, and in order to choose this path, you might actually have to be leaving some things behind. You might have to be leaving some things behind by choosing this path. However, with the 10 of Athames in reverse, I don't think you're shutting these things down, or it's not like you're closing and covering up that part of your life or whatever it was that maybe you were working on something and you're kind of going to head in a new direction. This is not about closing and covering it up or banishing it, but rather it's like taking some of the jewels and the gems and the lessons from this and saying, all right, this was me doing this work, and now I'm taking it into this work, and there are ways that I'm going to use this. So I think that that's really important. And we have the Oak King, the Hanged Man, in reverse, and I see this as saying it's actually about battling procrastination and instead facing it head on. It's like you are going to be tempted, especially if you're facing sort of imposter syndrome. You're going to be tempted to say, I'm going to wait till I'm ready, which is, you know, a fair thing to wait for. However, in this instance, I think more so those negative patterns that we were talking about before, those cycles, those habits that were kind of bringing you down, I think that part of this, and this is also coming from that void, the void of letting the spark get sparked, the spark get lit. Part of that void is procrastination. That becomes a part of this soup that we were talking about, of the negative patterns. So do keep that in mind. We have the Five of Wands in reverse here. And I got a really strong message with this, and it's related to this Page of Wands, which is basically like you're going to have to let go of caring about what people think. And these feel like people who might be very closely surrounding or related to the path that you're wanting to take. So if you're afraid that, oh, these people are going to think like, who are you to be doing this? Who are you to like maybe tread on my territory? You're not an expert, you're a beginner. Or you know what I mean? That kind of thing, you're going to have to let that go. So for some people, I feel this as like maybe you've tended to want to make yourself feel small so that you're not intimidating other people so that you can better keep the peace. No. This is about you charging forth with your own thing, and really like maybe your best way of keeping the peace is like pushing their influence or their opinions aside and kind of, let them battle it out. If there's jealousy, if there's competition going on, all right, they can go waste their energy doing this. Meanwhile, you are charging forth in the direction that you've chosen. So it really is time. That could also be part of the procrastination or those influences of other people. It's time to let that go. Look, we have another king here. We have the King of Pentacles, which tells me that what you're going towards is something that could and will pay off in some way, potentially monetarily, but also with the satisfaction of truly going towards what it is that you, on a deep level, want to be doing. So yes, happy new moon. And if you would like to get this reading, I'll show you these cards again here. If you'd like to get this reading, especially for yourself, we'll be doing this on Friday. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know how this collective reading resonated with you. Thank you to those of you who are watching this as the premiere. We do premiere videos on Sunday evenings, so it's lovely to see you, and I'll see you next time.